Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Planet Coaster. Today we are back in our Let's Play park and we're going to be building ourselves a nice fancy hotel. First things first, if I sound a little bit tired, I haven't slept in about 24 hours because I decided to sit up all night building this, and I decided, hey, whatever, let's go ahead and get the commentary done without sleeping and see how that goes. I'll be honest, not my first time doing this, so I should be okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the build and ignore the fact that I just got an email that's confirming my partnership with Curse. Excellent. We will talk about that in a vlog tomorrow, probably. There's actually a couple of things to talk about in a vlog tomorrow, which I'll probably talk about in this video, so whatever. But yes, this build is something people have been requesting for a little while now, which is surprising. I didn't really think a hotel would be something people would want to see. I didn't think, hey, let's play Planet Coaster and build a hotel. That was all you guys, and I'm okay with it because I'm quite pleased with how the end result turns out. It is, by all intents and purposes, a big white box with a lot of sections cut out of it, but that's kind of okay. I actually kind of like that it's a big white box with a few sections cut out of it because it's actually kind of refreshing to not have something that has the same ridiculous level of detail that the factory has. The factory that we built in the previous episode. In fact, the previous 2 episodes. It was nice to have something that was made out of these white panels with the nice clean wood on it and all that stuff. It was just nice to have a different building style and a different look to the building. It also takes up a space that I've been lost for ideas for what to do with it. So basically the space behind the red roller coaster in this park is where this is, in case you weren't aware, and I think it works. I really do. I do a sort of almost Vegas-esque sort of entrance to this thing. There's no detailing inside, by the way. I was super lazy with the inside of this, because if you know the way I build things in Planet Coaster, you'll know that when it comes to doing interiors, 9 out of 10 times, I am going to elect to make something that's just functional. So what that means is that the interior is just going to be a couple of toilets or a shop or something that is going to get my park patrons to walk into the building, to make it look like the building is being used. And it works. I put 3 toilets and 2 shops inside this building to get a ridiculous number of people walking in and out. And it works. It makes it look like this hotel is super, super busy, and I love it. And we'll get to that in a little bit. There are certain things you won't see me doing in this time lapse, just because a lot of it is quite tedious work. So there were a lot of windows to place, a lot of doors, a lot of just walls and balconies and stuff like that. You do see most of it, but there's a few things cut out here and there. So keep your eyes peeled. You'll notice things change between cuts just occasionally, not every time, but I didn't record every single step of the way because I figured, not every step is important when it comes to a big old flat white building, which again is pretty much what this is. I don't know, it was just strangely refreshing to take on this project. It really was. And again, with it being requested, I thought, why not? I sat down at 3 a.m. I was done by 6 a.m. and I was like, hey, I actually like this, and I didn't have any scrapped recordings or scrapped attempts at building this, which was super, super nice, because when I was building the factory, there were like 2 scrapped recordings of like 3 hours or 2 hours that I just went, nah, I don't like this, and that sucks. Like, that's something, I'll be honest, I do a lot. I'm not necessarily proud to admit that I do it a lot, but I scrap a lot of recordings. I rarely tell you when I do, because people will complain and say, oh, you've done this all before, you're not sort of coming up with the idea then and there. But honestly, I rarely do. I mean, even in City Skylines, a lot of the stuff I do, especially with the new series, Emerald County, I sort of have the idea there. It's not fleshed out, but it's like, oh, I've got this idea for a thing I could do. Let's see if we can flesh that out a little bit. And it's the same with Pirate Valley. It's the same with this series these days. It's like I have sort of got the seed of the idea is there, and now it's time to turn that little seed into a big old tree I don't know where I'm going with that. But I also went full, like, sarcastic, like, kid voice. That was interesting. But yeah, that's kind of the way things work with these creative series, which, by the way, can I just say, I love doing this. That's why I've turned this into sort of a time-lapse focused series for the time being as well, because it's really different to what I've done in the past. Like, I've done a lot of Let's Play stuff. There are Let's Play series that are buried on this channel that people will probably never find. And by that, I mean they're just old videos that no one cares about. I've done so many Let's Play series. I've deleted a lot of Let's Play series. I did a full Let's Play of Dishonored. I don't think that's in the channel anymore. I think I deleted my entire Lego Hobbit Let's Play because Warner Brothers copyright claimed pretty much every one of those videos. And that is a dangerous territory to be sitting in, so I got rid of all of those. But today, I'm just doing all this creative stuff and all these time lapses, and I'm making videos that take like 3 hours to record. And that's kind of cool. It's different, and I really enjoy that I can spend a lot more in one individual video, but that's beside the point. That's me rambling and waffling a little bit, and that's stuff I'll talk about in a vlog, which I plan on getting out tomorrow, which I think I've mentioned. I'm a little bit sleepy. I haven't slept in like over 24 hours, so bear with me. But yeah, this build, let's actually talk about the build. I love the roof on this. As simple as it is, I really adore the roof on this. I like the little curve in the middle that sort of goes up and meets the little bit of the center of the building that continues up that wood section. I love how that looks. I think it looks excellent. I think it's a nice little bit of detail there. I love this blue strip that we put around the gap between like the building and the roof. I think that's a nice little touch. It brings a bit more color to the building from the front. It adds a bit more detail. It's just a bit of contrast because it's a much darker color when compared to the white color. So I love this building. I really don't know why, because it's one of the most simple buildings I've built in Planet Coaster, except for the original toilets that I built in like the first episode of this Let's Play. But there's just something about it that I really enjoy, and I do sincerely hope you guys enjoy this building as much as I do, because it's just nice. It really fills up the space perfectly. It makes the park feel like the atmosphere of the park just feels a bit different to me. I don't know. There's just something about this building that I think really works and really brings the whole park together. And I think it is just that sort of that awareness of like Disney having hotels in their parks, which I'm pretty sure they do. Or at least some of their parks. I might be mistaken. I'm pretty sure they do though. I'm not trying to recreate a Disney park here. I'm not trying to make a park that feels like a Disney park, because I can't. Let's be honest. This is nothing like a Disney park. This is a complete mess that I'm trying to salvage these days. But we'll get to that in a second. But I really like the feel of the hotel. I think it's something that the park really needed, and I think it was a great idea and a great suggestion from multiple people. So props to anyone that thought a hotel would work in this park. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about what I said there with regards to salvaging this park. So, as you'll be aware, if you've been watching this particular series from the beginning, this park was my first stab at Planet Coaster. This was my first jump in with, hey, let's play a bunch of this and build a bunch of stuff and see what we can do. And since then, you know, we've got a few episodes of Pirate Valley. I've done some streams that haven't been recorded. I've toyed around with ideas here and there, and I've done different things that I think will be cool. And I feel like I've got better at this game. Even though there's a lot of stuff still to come to Planet Coaster, I feel like I've got better. And I did sit down a couple of weeks ago. I looked at this park and I went, I really don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know where this series is going to be in 2 episodes time, let alone 10 episodes time, let alone 20. However many episodes this series goes on for, I don't know where it's going. And that was at a time when I was looking at this park and thinking, I want to record this and build it in exactly the same way I have been doing, which is the sort of live commentary, working things out that way. But sitting down and doing what I'm doing, which is bringing better buildings to this park and filling out bigger spaces and coming up with ideas to sort of make this park feel a little bit more like an actual park, I'm loving it. It's a really interesting challenge because I'm taking what I did originally and I'm going, okay, that's not terrible, but it could be a lot better and I can make it a lot better. And I'm trying to make it a lot better and I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. So that's my justification for turning this into a somewhat more time-lapse focused series, at least for the time being. And I do hope that no one's really annoyed by that. I am doing it for my own sake as well as the sake of the series. I think this makes the series a little bit better, and I am enjoying it a little bit more. Planet Coaster at the moment isn't a game I think you can play for too long as just a regular Let's Play because there aren't any management elements to the game, so it gets very samey very quickly. So hopefully you guys don't mind it too much. Anyway, we should talk about what we're doing on screen at the moment, which is something I adore. I love that there is a path in this game that looks like water because it saved my life with the back of this building, and it's something I wanted to do with this building from the beginning. It's something I was thinking about, it's something I've been thinking about for a while, and basically I just wanted to add some big kind of pools back here that are surrounded by rocks and just look really interesting. And I think I achieved that. I really do. I think the pools look absolutely excellent. I'm really, really pleased with them. They were a lot of work, you know, a lot of the rock placement and stuff like that is just tedious and it's a lengthy process, and this was one of the lengthier processes of the entire build. Much in the same way, we spent like 5 minutes of time-lapse in the previous episode, just placing rocks. It is a lengthy process and it really does crank the, just the sheer number of objects you have in your map way up. I think these days I get like 25 frames per second in this park. I get about the same in Pirate Valley as well. It's really interesting, and my PC is not. It's a good PC. If you want to go to ConflictNerd.com/Dylan, you'll actually see my PC specs listed there in case anyone's wondering. Because every time I mention PC specs, someone always asks, "Hey, what's your PC specs?" And I never reply because I always forget to, or I get lazy and I'm like, I go here. But yeah, that's where you can find my PC specs. They're listed on that website. That website, by the way, isn't finished. I need to finish that. But, you know, we'll get around to that eventually. Anyway, we are doing a sort of two-tiered system here with the pools. I thought this would look really interesting as well. Just because I realized that the one raised up pool would look a little bit boring. And we do have a lot of space behind this building, so I figured, you know, doing two pool sections, which are very dangerous, by the way. I mean, for one, they're made of path, so if you dive into it, you're gonna break your neck. And two, they're surrounded in some pretty jagged rocks. Like, this pool doesn't have smooth sides to it at all. It's just rocks. Like, you go a little bit too fast, you push someone, you trip, you slip, you're gonna crack your head in a rock. Seriously, safety does not come first in this park. It's ridiculous. Just some of the decisions I've made in this park are ridiculous as well. I mean, this is the park where I did like my first roller coasters, and this is the park where I tried different things. I mean, health and safety. This park is a health and safety nightmare. And I kind of like that. I think it adds character. Anyway, folks, I'm actually going to skip ahead with this time-lapse just a little bit here because we just placed a whole bunch of rocks for the rest of the pools. What we're going to go ahead and do is actually add in a shop to this pool space. We've already added in some pathways around it. We're going to add in a shop. We're going to add in a Hats Fantastic because I figure down this way, we're going to want to get people walking around this path. Not too many people do end up walking around here, but we get a nice Hats Fantastic. We put it in a bit of a cave, and it ends up working pretty well. I really enjoy the look of it. We just made a nice thing. We put our pathway this pathway that the shop's on. We put it up on some rocks. We put the Hat's Fantastic in some rocks. We did some cool stuff. And honestly, I could not be happier with how this hotel turned out. I don't know. I really don't. It's not a complex build. It's nothing particularly special. I'm sure people have made nicer looking hotels than I have, but yeah, I really, really enjoy it. So hopefully, so do you, because that's going to be it for today. If you have any suggestions for things to build in this park, do feel free to let me know. The hotel was one of the most popular suggestions we've had so far, so let's get a new one going, and I shall probably end up building it at some point in the not too distant future. Anyway, folks, we're going to go into some cinematic shots. That's going to be it for today, so thank you kindly for watching. This has been Planet Coaster, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!